Hey guys, welcome to Texas Silver. I just picked up something today I'm pretty excited about. I'm gonna go ahead and show it to y'all, okay? All right, and if y'all thought that this is gonna be a food preservation video, it's not. We're gonna be burying some of this stuff. All right, we're gonna talk about silver today. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this video about other places to store your metals. But today I'm going to put some metals in the ground, and I'm gonna go over how I recommend that you go about preserving and packaging these metals to go in the earth. So I'll be back in a sec. All right, guys, I'm gonna kind of go over what you need to get if you're gonna bury this. This is how I'm gonna do it. Obviously, you can do it a different way. But I was going to show you, I'm going to use 6-inch PVC pipe. This is schedule 40, but obviously you don't have to do 6-inch. I would recommend doing schedule 40. It just depends on how much you're burying. I'm going to bury quite a bit. I don't even know how much it is yet. I'm going to count it up and see what it is. And I guess, Athena, are you going to come help or no? No, all right, she's going to stay camera shy. So I'm just going to kind of go over, for those who don't know how to seal PVC pipe, I'm going to go over that with you real quick. So you have to get PVC glue, but you also have to get primer, okay? A lot of times you can get packs of these together. So I'm going to go ahead and cap the one end. I'm not ready to put the stuff in yet, but I'm going to go over real quick how to do this. So where the two, man, Athena's going crazy over here. She's running around, she's having a good time. So the two areas, they're going to be essentially cemented together, all right? So you've got to hit that with the primer. So you're going to get this primer and you're going to try and get every bit of it. You got to cover every bit that's going to be touching, you know, the cap whenever you cap this off. And I guess while I'm doing this, I can go over some other stuff. I had some questions about the tank. Someone asked why I called it a tank instead of a pond. Well, I used to call it a pond until I moved out here, and I was corrected by the local rednecks, and they said, no, this is a tank. So now I just call it out of habit because that's what everyone out here refers it to as. It's 17 feet deep in the middle. There's actually two tanks out of here if you've seen my other videos, and probably both of them together about an acre. So I've primed the area that's probably going to be covered by this cap. Okay, so you want to do that to the pipe and then the actual inside of the cap. Let's see, the tank. What else? Oh yeah, there are bass in here, there are crappie, there are catfish. The catfish and the perch are the only ones that really come up to the food. So yeah, people were asking if all I have is catfish in here. No, I've got other species in here. All right, guys, and don't be scared to put a lot of this stuff on here. You're not gonna mess anything up. Okay, but this helps with the bonding and the waterproofing or whatever. Okay, so I've done the inside to that. The next, you want to get your cement, and you're going to do the same thing again. You're going to cover both sides with it. All right, and don't be scared to use a decent amount. Let's see. All right, what else can I talk about with the tank? The fish in here, the catfish are probably, if I had to guess, some of them are probably upwards of 10 pounds. And some of the crappie are probably 14, 16 inches. I haven't caught any lately, though. I'm afraid that I might have lost them in the winter storm. I hope not. All right, so I did that one. Then I'm going to go the inside of this one. All right, and you got to be pretty quick because this stuff will start drying on you. You may not want to get the quick drying stuff. I'm not sure if this is quick drying, but I'm about to find out if it is, if it dries on me before I'm even able to put this cap on. But I'm gonna obviously vacuum seal this too, so that's gonna help with that. All right, so it's all spread out in here. All right, so then when you put this on, all right, you wanna put it on and then you wanna turn it. So once the cap's on, then you're gonna wanna turn it. Oh, it's not wanting to go, but it is. And that helps kind of seal it. Okay, that's not going anywhere. So now this thing should be airtight in theory. But then, so you're gonna fill it up with all your metals and then you're gonna do the exact same thing to the other side. All right, we're gonna go in and get all the metals packaged up. What are you doing, goofball? You ready to go in? You gonna help Daddy dig this hole? Yeah? Oh my gosh. I don't know what's wrong with this dog, but she's a mess. Athena. Okay, enough about that. Let's get back to the silver. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I went ahead and got all that silver sealed up in the food saver bag. So I'll show you what I've got here. So I have a sock, dress sock, and I put some long grain, just regular white rice in here. This is probably overkill. But same thing with like a cell phone. When you put a cell phone inside of a jar of rice, supposedly it's supposed to suck the moisture from the phone, fix your phone if you drop in the toilet, tank, pond, whatever. So I'm going to throw this in there as well. I am going to be putting 525 ounces of the Texas Precious Metal rounds. I don't even remember what all ones I have, but I'm going to go ahead and show you them. So I've got 7 rolls of 25, another 7 rolls of 25, and another 7 rolls of 25. So that is 525 ounces that I'm about to put in the ground. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. All right. Let's go down here. All right, so this is how I'm going to do this. Let's see. We're going to do that. Okay, this is gonna go over that. Damn, that's heavy. I need to do the math and figure out how much 525 troy ounces of silver weighs. But okay, let's see if this will hold. I have a feeling this is gonna dump over. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay. So now I got to put the glue. And remember, don't worry about putting this stuff on too liberal. Oh, I just used the word liberal. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get shadow banned. This video is gonna get, no one's gonna see it now. Okay, let's see. Almost running out of glue here. All right. Make sure that's all spread around really good. Okay, all right, stay. All right, now I'm gonna do the cap. All right, and for y'all that are wondering, this is how you can do plumbing at the house. It's the same thing. So for those that don't know how to do basic plumbing, this is how you get the pipes to stick together and seal. All right, almost done. Almost there. All right, hurry up before this thing dries. Okay, and here it goes. 525 ounces. Well, let's see. And then I'm spinning it as I'm putting it down. And the pressure from this is trying to push it back, but come on, baby. Woo. Okay, I think that's gonna stay. Probably need to put some weight on it for a little while. Woo, it is hot and I'm sweating big time doing this. But so tonight I'm gonna go bury this at an undisclosed location. It's not gonna be on my property, people. So I already know in the comments I'm gonna be hearing stuff, but you always wanna do this at night. That way your neighbors don't see you digging and burying something. So if you're gonna do this in your backyard or your land or whatever you have, I definitely would recommend not doing it during the day so someone gets nosy. So I would definitely do this in the cover of night. So I'm gonna wait till it gets dark and we're gonna go ahead and put this thing in the ground. All right, y'all, got the silver all packaged up, and as soon as I did, I looked and realized that I didn't get the rice in the bag. So, oh well, hopefully the silver is okay in there. I'm not gonna cut it open to add it. But just to let y'all know, that is actually, I did the math, and it's almost, I guess around today's prices, that's about $17,000 in silver, and it weighs approximately 36 pounds, because a troy ounce is actually 1.1 ounces. So I think I did that math correctly, but it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 36 pounds that we put in the ground. I wanted to go over some do's and don'ts about burying silver, and then a couple other things. So I'm going to go over that with you now. Some other things I wanted to cover with the safe though, real quick. Just know that when you put it in a safe, obviously that's where your thief is going to go. They're immediately going to go to the safe. So I would maybe keep a little bit in the safe, a throwdown amount. That way, if someone does break in and get it, they're going to think that, they got all your metals. But you want to make sure that you're diversifying everywhere that you're storing these metals, whether that's in the ground or some other places that we're going to discuss, or other areas that you've come up with on your own. Okay, so think of this. If someone breaks into your house, and this is why I don't want my metals in a safe either, is if someone comes in and puts a gun to my head or a family member's head, say your wife or one of your kids or whatever, you're going to open that safe. So I would not recommend a safe. If you are going to put it in there, I would just have a throwdown amount in there. All right. Again, with the safes, the best thing to do is have a safe that can never be found. If you're watching this video and you haven't seen my other one, check out the other video. I dropped it a couple days ago, and I went into depth more about safe storage and vault storage. Okay, so when you package your silver, I'm going to recommend the PVC thing that I showed in the video. I think that's the best way. I would avoid metal containers like I've heard that people will use ammo cans, and I would advise against that because of rust and corrosion. Eventually it's going to get in there. So I would use something that's going to last, and I think PVC is going to last a long time in there in the ground. Whenever you're burying, from what I understand, most metal detectors can detect metal up to 4 foot. So I would have your metals at least 4 foot, in the ground. Whenever you place your metals in the ground, there needs to be a way to mark the location. So whether you're doing it with a GPS or some sort of measuring system, maybe between, get a direction and distance from a known object, and then, put down the depth. But you probably need to write this stuff down. That way you can have this information in your will or whatever, get it to someone. That way they can, if something happens to you, they can access this and know where to find your metals. I would only tell maybe 1 or 2 very close trusted people in your life, whether that's a family member or friend, where these metals are at, or how to find the map or the instructions to find the metals. What you could also do is you could maybe give some of the directions to one family member or friend, and then the rest of the directions to the other. That way, one can't just go get the stuff. They have to together go find your buried treasure or whatever. All right. You want to bury in multiple locations, so I would recommend not just taking every ounce of silver or gold, whatever you are, and burying it all in the same spot. You want to diversify your hide locations, kind of what I went over earlier. I wouldn't even bury it all on one piece of property either. If you have access to multiple locations, someone that you can trust, possibly have some locations on their property as well. All right, some things that you can do to, mark the location of where your metals are is, say, once you put your metals in the ground, plant some sort of rose bush or tree or something directly over that. And then that way you're always going to know exactly where your metals are at. You're like, hey, it's underneath that rose bush or that pear tree, or whatever you decide to plant over it. And then that way you also know if it's been disturbed, because if someone messes with your metals, you're going to know, because that tree or bush or whatever is going to be disturbed. Another thing you can do is, once you bury it, build some sort of structure over it, maybe something with a slab, maybe a small slab. So maybe like a storage building of some sort, maybe put a flagpole in, just some permanent structure that that your metals are always under that spot. There's no debating, it's over here, it's over there. That the metals are underneath that structure. And then you also know if someone messes with it and tampers with it. And also it's going to make it more difficult for metal detectors or for someone to access it, because it is covered by a permanent structure. Another thing you could do is park a junk car or a lawnmower or a piece of farm equipment. That way that your metals are up underneath that item. I would recommend burying your metals in high ground. So if you have a low spot in your yard or your property or whatever that water sits, I would avoid that. Because you don't want that moisture always sitting there seeping into the ground. So you want it somewhere where water runs off. Another thing that you can do is from a fixed object, if you don't want it underneath that object, you can use a compass and a direction off of that and feet from that. So 10 foot from the flagpole, use a compass at 320 degrees. So someone would have to measure off 10 foot or whatever and then know. So that'd be an easy way to find it. Here are some other ideas, and I'm sure that there's plenty of them out there. There's hundreds of thousands of places. So comment below either where you store yours or hide yours in the house. That way we're all going to learn from the comments. And I'd be curious to know where you hide your metals. And you don't have to specifically write where you hide yours, but maybe some ideas that the rest of us could use to store our metals in the house. So a couple of these are, put in a false pipe underneath the sink. Just make it look like part of the plumbing, and you put your metals inside of that and just attach it up underneath there to where it looks like it's just part of your plumbing. Up in the attic, you can put it underneath insulation. Just be careful with the weight, especially with silver. It doesn't take a lot to add up to a lot of weight quick, and before you know it, your metals may come crashing through the roof. So take that into consideration. Another thing, kind of like I talked about in the other video, out in your garage or somewhere in the house, just have a random box that's labeled something that you don't think anyone would mess with. So family pictures, label it magazines, Christmas stuff, just something that a thief wouldn't want to go through because they're thinking that it's not any value, high valued item. So what you can do is put your metals in the bottom and then actually put, blankets or magazines or whatever on top of that. That way, if they do open that box, you know, when they open it up, they're going to be lazy and they're going to see, oh, this is magazines, and they're going to move on. Okay. Another thing is removing baseboards or footboards from staircases, or, you know, there's a lot of cavities underneath stairwells. You remove boards or whatever and put it there. Same thing with your cabinets, your kitchen cabinets. I think it's called the kickboard that's, you know, on the bottom of your kitchen cabinets. Find a way to remove that, and then, you know, you're able to replace it. There's masonry on your house. If you have bricks or rocks, and if you're able to find one that's loose, you can always remove that, or actually store the metals in there and then finish the masonry to cover up that. And so no one's ever gonna, you know to start breaking bricks or rocks, you know, off of your house to look for metals. Inside the house, say in the pantry, you can get an old coffee can or something, put your metals down in there and then cover it, you know, with coffee, or maybe something that, you know, maybe a healthy item, because no one's probably gonna try and, you know, get into the healthy food, but, you know, put that in the bottom and then cover it up, you know, with you know what the container actually says. There's also your AC vents and stuff like that. You can put it in there, or where the filter is. Just, I'm going to caution you again with weight, you know, in your vents, because silver can get heavy really quick. I guess I was going to go over, I'm a huge silver bug. Everyone knows that. I do own some gold, but not much. And I guess I want to go over kind of the advantages and disadvantages of gold. The reason why I like silver is I just think it's going to perform better over time. And that's going to be another video. But gold, the advantage to gold is you have a lot of wealth in a very small package. So I'll give you an example. So here's 100 ounces of silver, and this is about $2,900 today. And then you have 1 ounce of gold, which today's price is probably $1,800 to $1,900. So it's a lot easier to store gold in a lot smaller space. So that is one of the big advantages to gold. So in other words, silver, you have to have a lot more silver to have the same amount in gold. So it's a lot harder to store silver because you have so much more volume that you're having to store. Okay. Some of the questions that I've had about where I get my metals from, I get them from about 5 different places. I buy a lot from Texas Precious Metals. They're here in China. Awesome company. I buy from SD Bullion. That's probably the second place that I buy the most metals from. I've bought from JM Bullion. That's a good company too. And then there's 2 local coin shops that I buy my metals through. So I think that's gonna about wrap up this video. I'm gonna wait till it gets dark, and then we're gonna go bury this stuff. so we're down probably between 4 and 5 foot. Just need to get the silver in here now. All right, guys, just to kind of show you what we got. So metals are in here, and then I don't know if y'all can tell how deep that hole is, but it's pretty far down there. All right, guys, it's pretty freaking humid out here, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing in the hole. All right, so here it is right here. And I did the math, and this is like, I think it's like 37 pounds of silver. All right, let's see. Yeah. Okay, it's down there. All right. Now it's time to start filling it in. Damn, it's hot. And humid. Humid. Gotta love Texas. All right, I got my workout for the night. That's gonna be it, guys. And I'll finish covering this up tomorrow. All right, one more thing I want to cover real quick. I know I'm having some new subscribers. I know I got a bunch from Jeremiah Babe and Dan Golka. I know a lot of y'all came over from there, but I know I'm having new subscribers. And so if I talk about Dan and JB in any of my videos, that's who I'm referring to. They both have YouTube channels. They came to Texas about 2 weeks ago, and we filmed a bunch of videos, and I was a guest on their show. And they really pushed me to do this, to start this channel. So I want to thank them for that, but also for the new subscribers that haven't heard of JB and Dan. If you wanted to check out some more content with me being in it, or also their channels are awesome. Both of them are a wealth of knowledge. It's Jeremiah Babe. Common spelling, and then it's Dan Golka, and his is I Allegedly. So go over there and check out their channels. That way you can get some more videos that I'm in, because I know I don't have a lot of content on here yet. I'm trying to get there, guys. But also I think you'll learn a lot from them. They have, like I said, they both have amazing channels. So go check them out. All right, and the last thing I have is, guys, please remember to subscribe, hit the bell notification. That way you get notified when I drop a video. Share this with all your friends, and hit the like button.